We are a fully licensed and insured electrical contractor. We do residential, commercial, industrial, everything from changing a light switch to home standby generators. You need it done electrically, we can do it. And nowadays, everything's, there's so much that's reliant upon electrical use, you just can't be down. You know, power goes out, people forget that your internet's down too. Can't have that nowadays, you know. Your kids are gonna be upset, they have nothing to watch on their iPads or whatever, and it's just a mess all the way around. The cost difference from a small one that's only gonna run a few things and a larger one that's gonna power the whole house, it's not, in my opinion, not a big enough cost difference to just opt for the cheaper option. You know, for $2 extra grand or so, $2,500 extra dollars, you know, you can get the whole house one and just don't worry about it. And with us, we get the generator delivered, moved right onto the actual installation point, and it's, when you hire us, it's just basically, you set it and forget it. You say, I want this, we come out, assess the whole situation, get everything done, and you just sit back and watch us, and we're done, and you have a full house home standby generator.
Welcome back. This is Hire It Done. Power outages. I'm sure you had your power out this year once, at least once. Well, it's time that you consider the generator. As we know, most homeowners are reactive instead of proactive. So they wait till they lose their power a few times, and they're like, "Ay, I think I better bite the bullet and consider a generator." So why not bring an expert on generators in the show? A licensed master electrician, Hire It Done pre-screened contractor, Josh Young from Voltron Power. Good morning.
Good morning, Adam. It's a wonderful day, and it's great to be here with you.
I appreciate that, my friend. Thanks for coming in.
No problem. Thanks for being here.
So, I know you're busy. Is it
Slammed.
good? You're
Totally
slammed.
slammed, yeah.
Okay. So what does that mean, slammed? Like you got...
That means that we have, and I mean, in the electrical industry, it's not like you're going to be booked out for 6 months. So
Yeah, right.
That's never going to happen. But like 2 weeks, yes. And a lot of times you get a call from somebody who has an electrical problem, and you can't really wait 2 weeks. So I understand that, and sometimes we just can't get it the next day or that day. So that's what slammed means, is you can't get to everybody's needs who
Gotcha.
calls you.
So we've had bad power outages a couple times, bad storms, DTEs kicking butt, really trying to get the power back on. They really do a good job getting it done.
Yep.
And they actually have done a good job communicating to homeowners. But at the end of the day, if you're the guy that's the last in the list, or you're 3 days out, 4 days out, it's not good.
No, it's
Right?
not good. You have no internet, and obviously nobody can live without that. And you have no power. You have no hot water, nothing.
You're getting sick of $5 pizzas. At least I don't.
Right.
One bite, everyone knows the rules. For sure. So it's time to consider a generator. How backed up are you with generators?
Well, we've got 3 that have sold within the past week, so we've got 3 on the docket now.
So what's the
We got-
what's the
we got estimates
process
out there
of?
for others?
I want to get a generator. I need to know the process. I call you first, or I go to?
No, call me first, and then we'll come out. We'll set up a time to come out and assess your home's needs, your home's electrical needs, and we'll recommend the best generator for your needs. Not every house needs a full 22,000 watt generator. Some can get by with an 11,000 watt. No, if you don't have a 220 dryer or a 220 range, maybe you don't have central air, then you won't need the bigger model generator to run everything in your house. If you do have 220 volt appliances, then yeah, you're going to want to come up to the 22,000 watt whole house.
So that's KW, like the
KW stands for kilowatts, and that's, when I say
1
22,
kilowatt is 1,000 watts.
correct. So 22,000 watts is
Okay.
22 kW.
Gotcha. Okay, so my house, I need a 25 kW.
A 25? How do you know this?
Because I'm that guy. I'm nerdy. Like
You did your electrical
but-
load calculations?
So, like, is there, like, there's Kohler, there's Briggs and Stratton, there's Generac. Do you have any preference?
We use Generac because our supplier delivers them on site, and they have this special cart that puts it right
Where it's supposed to
exactly
go.
to the installation point.
Ooh, I
had
love
a
that.
guy that bought his own generator, and they dropped it off at the end of his driveway in a crate. It
And so
weighs
you
like
gotta
900
schlep it.
pounds.
You have to schlep it to
Well,
the
he
spot.
did.
You're like,
I said,
dude,
it'll cost if we do it. I said, that's why I said, you call us, one-stop shop. You just sit back and relax, and we do everything.
so is Generac the biggest in the business?
I don't know. I just use it because of the convenience from our supplier. We get good prices on them, and they're delivered right to our installation point.
Okay,
And,
so that's a good value for that. But
I mean,
let
it's
me
kind of
ask
like the argument
they
between
good?
Ford, Chevy, and Dodge.
Okay, so if it's installed properly, you're good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, is there a warranty that comes with the generator?
Whatever the Generac one is, I think theirs is 3 years. Our parts and labor is 1 year, so you're covered for a good long while.
Now, what about maintenance on a generator?
Yeah, you want to probably twice a year is a good time to have it checked. Check your fluid levels, the oil and all that. And
It's an actual motor.
it's an actual motor, yeah.
The bigger ones.
Yeah. Well, they all are. All the standby ones.
Now, what about the gas to it? You have to get the gas company put a bigger gas line in?
Sometimes, well, not a bigger gas line, but a bigger gas meter. Sometimes an older home has a small gas meter, and if you get a 22K generator, sometimes you will have to upgrade your gas meter as well. And they can run on liquid propane or natural gas. We just did one last week that the guy out in White Lake had
Propane
a
tank?
big propane tank in his backyard, and we just
Hook that up.
hooked it up with.
What if I want both? Can you do like a multi-fuel type of thing? Is there like a transfer?
Well,
switch?
nobody would ever have propane and natural gas. Your house is going to be supplied by one or the other.
I'm a prepper.
You're going to get a propane tank even though you have natural gas right now?
Well, what if the world ends?
What if?
Yeah, but
If
I
the
want to
world
be
ends,
prepared.
then you're going to be dead, and who cares, right?
No, I'm going to survive. I got my bug out bag.
Your bug out bag.
Dude,
What's
I'm
in
ready.
it? What's in it?
Snickers.
That's not bugged out.
You
You
want
might-
it.
you
What's in your
won't be
bag?
hungry for about an hour, but
It satisfies me. Okay, so you come out, you give a free estimate, and the homeowner says yes. You have to order the generator.
yeah.
And your supplier delivers it right where you want.
Yep.
You and the homeowner agree where it goes.
Yeah.
Is it a pad? Is it a...
Well, Generac makes a mounting pad, and it
Okay.
has pre-drilled holes in it, and so you can actually mount the generator right to the pad.
Oh, I love
so
it.
We just level out the ground and put the pad on it, and then put the generator right on the pad.
And boom, done.
Yeah, I saw one the other day. I had a builder of mine asked me to do the startup on a generator that some other electrician installed,
Ooh.
and it was jank. I mean, it was bad. He just had it sitting on a couple 4x4 blocks laid on the ground. I said, I said, I'll start it up for you, but I'm not offering any kind of
Warranty. No, you can't
warranties
touch
or
anyone.
guarantees
That's the
or
problem.
anything.
I get it. So you get the pad down. How long does it take from the day the homeowner says yes to the day you install?
Well, that depends on our schedule. Again, we're usually about 2 weeks out on
So
something like
so
that.
it could be 3 weeks.
It could be.
Okay, so that's okay. So I need to.
But
I
when
need
we
3 weeks.
but when we get the okay and we get the date scheduled, we come out that day, and I mean 9 times out of 10 the electrical will be done that day.
And then
Then we obviously the plumber comes in and does the gas. We have our plumber that comes in. And
do
does
you handle the
line.
gas for the homeowner too?
Yes.
Okay, so you do it all.
Yep.
So I want a generator working within a couple of days of you installing.
Yep.
It. You got it.
Got the whole thing. Don't
Perfect.
worry about nothing.
So are they loud?
Well,
Generators?
the loud's a relative term, but I mean, kind of. No louder than a lawnmower.
But aren't they have like a box around it that has like
They do, but again, these are good sized motors driving these generators, so they're not whisper quiet.
Can you put like new exhaust on them or headers?
Oh, headers and yeah, you can get that thing whispering. No, you can't.
Yeah, you can't. You can't mess with it.
No.
Is there electronics too on it?
Well, there's a little screen there. You can program it to. They do maintenance runs, and you can program it for like once a week or every 2 weeks to just come on and run for about an hour, just to
keep it going.
just to keep it going and all
That
the
makes
oil's
sense.
flowing.
So when the power goes out, how does it know that the power's out? Because if you got the generator on and there's power coming to the house, that's a problem, right?
Well, there's a little guy in the transfer switch that has a meter, and he sits there and tests when Edison's power goes out. He's like, "Oh, I got to change this," and he hits the switch.
And how much does that guy cost? Is it hourly?
He's about $100 an hour. No, but the technology inside the transfer switch senses when the utility company has lost power, and within, 10 to 20 seconds, it turns the generator
Cool.
on.
Okay. Well, that's kind of cool. So can a generator run? Let's say the power's out for 10 days. Can it run for 10 days?
Sure.
Now, let's say you're connected to natural gas.
Mm-hmm.
Is your gas bill going to be really expensive after 10 days?
After 10 days, I'm sure it will. But you have the option to turn it off, too. You can manually turn it off.
Oh.
So all you have to do is go out there and push off,
Oh.
and it shuts
Is there an
off.
app or any electronics that you can do from your phone now?
They have a wireless link to it that you can monitor your generator from an app on your phone, yes. Mobile link.
Okay,
they
so
call it.
that's cool.
Yeah, so you could just be sitting in your living room, and if your power is running all day, and you say, you know what, the AC's been on, it's cool in here, we don't need anything going, boop, shut it off, saves on your gas bill.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
You got an electrical question, my friends. We're talking to Josh Young from Voltron Power. VoltronPower.com is his website if you want to check it out. He does generators, obviously, and he's a full-service master electrician. Text us, 97136. If you have any electrical problems in your house, if the thing's making noise, go lights dim all the time. What happens when the air conditioning goes on and all the lights in the house dim? What does that mean?
I mean, sometimes it can mean that there's loose wires in the system, but it happens so often. It's just that when an engine or a motor of that size starts from zero, just starts right up. It's just such an electrical draw that in order to get that motor running, it just dims everything. It's a big draw.
What about cost of a generator? So the average house, let's say I have 200 amp service. I got 220s. I got everything electrical. I got a gas cooktop, but I got 2 refrigerators, big Sub-Zero. I know I need a 25 kW. I want to go to Josh Young from Voltron Power to put a generator. Let's just do Generac. They make a 25, right? Or a 22? What is it?
Yeah, the 22.
Okay.
That's the largest.
The big
air-cooled.
Mac Daddy.
Yeah.
Oh, air cooled.
Yeah.
What about liquid cooled?
Well, that's when you get in some bigger ones.
Okay, but let's just say air cooled. How much am I looking at to get it installed? 20 grand?
No, about half that.
So 10 grand can give me a decent generator.
Yeah.
My house is ready to rock and roll.
Yep.
10 grand.
I'd say so. That's a fair ballpark without knowing the specifics of the job. Yeah.
All right, I'll take 2. Anyways, we're going to take a quick break. We've got Josh Young from Voltron Power. When we come back, we're going to talk about electrical tips, LED, generators, more generator questions. And if you have a question, text us 97136. We'll answer all your electrical questions on the way back. I'm Adam Helfman. You're listening to the Hire It Done Radio Network. Welcome back. This is Hire It Done. You got an electrical question? We got Josh Young, Voltron Power in studio. Master electrician, does a lot of renovation work. Here's one. Ask your electrician if the whole home generator can be located about 15 or so feet from the house.
Yes, it can. And in those instances, obviously the install would take a little longer. We may have to trench out, through your yard to get the gas line and the electrical components ran underground to the generator.
And obviously there's setback requirements from the city. You got to watch out for that. But that's a good question. It says you never talked about pulling the permits and getting the inspection takes more than 1 or 2 days. So obviously every generator install requires a permit.
I mean, according to the local municipalities, it does. Not every homeowner wants a permit.
But you as an electrician have to pull one.
Well, we're supposed to, yes. But again, if the homeowners don't want one, they don't want that extra expense, I can't force them to pull one.
I wouldn't take that risk.
I wouldn't either.
Yeah, I'm just saying, listen, pull permit is the law.
Yep. Not only that, but you're ensuring that the job's done right.
Here's one. Can you get a backup battery to help with the 1-second power outages? Sometimes it happens multiple power times a day. I work from home. I don't know about that. Can you do a backup battery for a house? That's a big battery.
Backup battery for
Tesla.
a house? I mean, the backup batteries for houses I've known is for solar systems because they charge the battery during the day.
That's actually a good question. We'll have to do a little research on that. I do have a surge protector with a backup battery, but it would be nice to have a backup battery for the whole house. I think that's like the Tesla system.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tesla makes that. Hey, Adam, I have a question for Josh. I'm buying an electric car. Does Voltron install the charging station?
Absolutely.
And is it a complicated process?
It's just a matter of running a circuit out to your garage and putting the plug in you need to plug your car charger in. The things we would need to know is the amps of the system you want.
But the car comes with the spec sheet.
Yeah, so you can, and from our experience, the higher the amp system you put in, the faster the car charges.
That's kind of cool.
And then sometimes,
I want the fast one.
Yeah, that would be like a 60 amp. But sometimes people want a new meter just for their car charger.
To see what they're costing?
Well, because you can get a discounted rate on your electricity if you get an interruptible service. So they'll put a new meter in that just monitors the electricity used on your car charger.
Do you do work for other contractors?
For building contractors.
Yes.
And
I mean, like contractors that do remodeling.
Yes, we do work for Arrowhead Restorations out of Milford and Four Corners Building out of Commerce.
What about Main Street?
Main Street out of Birmingham.
Dwayne.
Absolutely. Hey, Dwayne, I know you're listening. This is your favorite show, and Adam's your favorite guy. But, yeah, Main Street, Four Corners, and Arrowhead Restoration, they are top of the line, and we love working with those guys.
By the way, none of those guys are hired done contractors. What's up with that? You going to introduce me to them?
Absolutely.
They're probably too busy.
Well, they're busy, but nobody's too busy for the Adam Helfman Show. That's for sure.
Are you having fun with Hired Done?
Yeah.
Do you
like Hired Done.
You like it?
I do.
Appreciate it. Well, we like you.
Well, I appreciate that as well, Dwayne.
You did the mayor's house.
Yes, the Manugian downtown. Yep, we sure did.
That was a good project, right?
It was interesting.
You know what I found out? Remember those drones flying over the house?
Yes.
They were spying on us.
For what purpose?
Trying to catch things going on there.
Who was flying them? The city?
No, there was a private investigator, and then there was a news team. Remember they were flying back and forth?
Yeah.
Bzz, bzz. I'm like thinking, The in-house security told me.
I thought they were just trying to get some tips on the proper way to make electrical installations.
Well, you took care of that, man. That house was a fire hazard.
Oh, it was a mess. That
Right?
boathouse still is a mess.
Well, you fixed most of it.
Yeah, I'm talking about the part that sits over the water.
Ooh, yeah, we have to get all that. That's phase 2, but they got to raise,
Yeah, I understand.
the city needs to get fixed before they do any more work there. But that's all good. Listen, they do a good job. So how long have you been an electrician?
I started in the year 2000.
What were you doing before that?
Oh, hell, just stupid little landscape jobs and, just odds
Whatever
and
it was.
ends.
So how long does it take to become an electrician? That's a master.
The minimum is 4 years to get your journeyman's license.
And then to become a master.
2 years of a card-carrying journeyman.
Wow.
So minimum 6 years to be a master.
You're a card-carrying journeyman?
I was until I got my master's.
Now you're a card-carrying master.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm a card-carrying communist.
Then get out of the studio. This is my show now.
Yeah, no kidding. Listen, I'm a patriot. Okay?
Good.
Where we go one,
Should
we
be.
go all.
Yeah.
Just remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Just, I trust the plan. Everyone needs to know that, right? So, hire it done is not a democracy, by the way.
What is it? A dictatorship?
Maniacal dictatorship. It's my rules. One bite, everyone knows the rules. So shout out to all the contractors who are listening. If you need a good electrician to do work on your jobs, call Josh from Voltron Power. Josh, you're busy, though.
Yeah, we're busy. We're like I said earlier, we're booked for usually about 2 weeks.
Do you do any like low voltage, like cable wires or anything? You try to stay away?
Nobody uses their house's phone lines anymore, so we're not pulling any phone lines. But cable, sure, yeah, we can pull cable lines.
Okay, so
people want a cable outlet for their wall-mounted TVs and their HDMI cables and all that. Sure, we've done Ring systems. We'll put your Ring doorbell in, your Ring security lights,
will?
all that. Oh yeah.
Oh, so when you go to my house Thursday, I need that. I have one. I haven't installed it yet.
Oh wow, you probably broke the old one.
I did. I did. But that's okay. We are all on the same page. LEDs.
Mm-hmm.
There's houses that have the old incandescent
and
bulbs,
halogens,
60
yeah.
watt. I like a lot of light.
Mm-hmm.
So I want it bright. I want to be able to see my house from NASA.
Mm-hmm.
So you've obviously put some big, bright lights in my
Yeah,
house.
you have that huge LED spotlight.
I
over
love
your
that.
garage.
Best thing I ever did. My question to you is, I got recessed cans in the house. I want to change them to LED. It's something I can call you up and you can take care of the whole thing?
Absolutely. Again, we're one-stop shop, and the good thing is for most things that we install, you just say we want this, and we take care of all the run around, getting them parts and material, and obviously the installation. So you just sit back and watch us go to work.
Perfect. Love that. Now, I see LEDs are coming in different colors, meaning a yellow, a bright white.
Yep.
The hues are different.
Sure.
And that's what do they call that? The color, the K, or?
Yeah, it's degrees in Kelvin, I guess. That's
Okay,
how they
Kelvin,
measure the color temperature of the light output.
So, do you have any recommendations, like if someone's going to use it in a walk-in closet for the clothes?
Well, really, it's a personal preference. Most people like the soft white still, and LED absolutely comes in a soft white, like a 2700K or even a 3000.
I want the
pretty
super
soft.
bright white.
You want the super bright, almost bluish white?
Yeah.
You're probably talking up to 5000K now.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
So, what about dimmable? I used to have dimmable ones, and they used to hum. Bzzz. What is the reason for this? Is it the wrong switches?
Yeah, sometimes if you have an LED light installed and you put on a dimmer, you have to have an LED compatible dimmer now. So you can't just keep your old, rotary dimmers that you used to have for your incandescents or your halogen lights. You have to have your dimmer upgraded to an LED dimmer as well.
Okay, well that makes. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
So if someone says to you, I don't know if my electrical's good or bad. I want to do a safety inspection.
It's a great idea.
Okay, so is that like a garage tune-up or a furnace tune-up? You'll come out to the house.
Mm-hmm.
What's the fee for that?
$250.
And then you'll go through every plug, test it, and plug stuff in? What does it mean?
We'll test your plugs and switches. We'll do visual inspections to make sure there's no cracked or broken outlets or switches. And then we've got we'll check your electrical panel, your grounding system, and your outside electrical service is a big one too, because a lot of those overhead services get neglected and they deteriorate over time.
What about hardwire smoke detectors? Put those in?
Well, the key now is not necessarily hardwired, it's interconnected, so that when one smoke detector in your house senses smoke or carbon monoxide, they all sound the alarm. So if there's an issue in the upstairs bedroom and you're in the basement, that basement alarm is going to go off once that upstairs bedroom detector senses something. And they make wireless ones now that run on radio frequency, so you don't have to worry about fishing wires all through your house and tearing up your drywall. They have RF smoke and carbon monoxide detectors.
And you can put those in for
Absolutely.
somebody? Okay,
Yep.
so that's another reason.
We can provide them and install them, so you're not like, oh, which ones do I get? We'll get them.
How about combination ones that have like carbon monoxide in it?
Exactly.
All that?
They make all those too interconnected with wireless.
I'm loving it.
Yeah.
So people should call you for like an electrical checkup. It's worth every penny.
Definitely, because most homes aren't up to code, and at least, and we're not talking about rewiring your whole house. It's not. We're not trying to say that, but there's basic things like your grounding system, your outside electrical service, maybe even your main electrical panel, and then of course your smoke detectors. And then of course you've got your GFI receptacles by your kitchens and bathrooms and stuff like that. You know.
No, I love that. I love that.
All the safety things. That
a lot of times fires in houses are caused by electrical shortages, outages.
Loose connections is a big deal.
So how do you know if it's loose? I don't get it. It's not like it's got a little button that says, hey, I'm loose.
That would be a pretty large undertaking because you'd have to go and check every single electrical device installed. I'm talking every plug, every switch, every light. That's not really feasible just because it would just cost so much. Most people don't want to do that. But, a lot of times it happens when a homeowner changes their plug or switch, and the connections aren't made properly, then you run into those issues.
No, I get it. I get it.
That's why you don't do your own installation.
Now, what happens if a homeowner buys, they go online today and buy 1 million of these fixtures really cheap? I don't want them putting it in. Can they call you and you install their fixture?
We'll install their product, sure, absolutely. And in fact,
you're not going to warranty the product, though.
I can't, no, because they went and picked it up. But with like ceiling fans and light fixtures, those are like what the client's personal taste
you put them in.
So I don't recommend having us buy those for you, because if we buy it and you don't like it, then we're stuck taking it back. But you get your light fixtures and your ceiling fans and stuff, and we'll definitely put them in for you. No,
I got you. I'm with you. All right, so that makes perfect sense to me. So, Josh, if someone wants to get a hold of you, they can go to VoltronPower.com, or they can call you at 248-568-0511.
That is correct.
Or visit HireItDone.com. I'll send you Josh. You'll come out?
I will come out.
You personally. I like it when the owner comes out. It means a lot.
You get the owner coming out, and licensed master electrician, fully licensed and insured, so you get the real deal.
Thanks for coming on today.
Thanks for having me.
I always appreciate you, man. You're a good job.
I'll see you on Thursday.
Oh, yeah, thank you. That's it for another great show, my friends. Thanks for tuning in. Next week, we'll have more home improvement advice, always top of the line, the best of everything. Visit HireItDone.com if you want any good contractors. That's what we do. I'm Adam Helfman. Thanks for tuning in.